All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and great millstone who were well. Peace and mercy to the Tazadak I came out there that's laboring this truth with all sincerity. All right, I want to say Shalom. Okay, in today's topic, it's just a quick lesson. And what inspired me, I was in the gym today, not too long ago, and people, were building in the sauna room, and we was talking about the herbs and different bitters you can use, to help, help with your gut, your gut health, things of that nature. So what ended up, coming up was, we mentioned about apple cider vinegar. How apple cider vinegar is real good for you. It's good for your gut. It helps flatten your belly. Things of that nature. So the point is, we was talking about apple cider vinegar, and we was talking about the brand Bragg's, which Bragg's was just purchased, I believe by Bill Gates and his family. Okay, and we were just going into like how, Bill Gates, he's buying up all the land and, buying up all these, different brands of food. Some that was trying to say, they trying to store it in their bunkers. It was just, we was building. So it inspired me to just do a quick lesson on it, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiel Shah, and, Lord willing, maybe edifying. So I got this report. This was last year. I like to bring up old, articles sometimes because it's a reminder, it keeps us on point. It keeps us not forgetting what's really going on. All right, because people probably, end up forgetting this information. So I always like to bring up information from, last year, 2 years ago, just to keep everybody, on point and sharp. The scriptures speak about measure the times diligently in yourself. All right. So, we always measuring the times, and we also not forgetting. We staying occupied, in these prophecies. All right. So it says Bill Gates owns 275,000 acres of U.S. farmland. His answer to why he's buying so much of it might surprise you. So we gotta, before I even read this, I'm going to get this quick scripture. Let's get Micah 2:1. All right, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity. So woe meaning what? Destruction, judgment, unto those who devise iniquity, who devise wickedness. All right, and who's the ultimate one that's devising iniquity, wickedness? All right, with sin upon sin is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who is, the ruler of the earth. Pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right, and we go into Esau's blessing as well. When we read the book of Genesis, his blessing was the fatness of the earth. All right, he has the blessings of having why you think Esau has all these lands? They control the economy. They control the trade. They're in control of the e-commerce, the food supply. They're in control of all these things: gold, the precious metals, real estate, homes, land. Okay. So it says, woe to them that devise iniquity, that devise wickedness. And my point is, Bill Gates, buying up all these, farmlands it comes with just, nothing but wickedness. Anything with Esau, remember the scriptures speak about he is the border of wickedness. So any land or, anywhere he dwells at, he's going to commit nothing but wickedness. So Bill Gates, in my personal opinion, I believe that he's buying all these, he's trying to, when the government and, these millionaires or billionaires trying to control the food supply, they ultimately just want control so the people could rely on them. Okay, because they're going to have a forced famine in the near future. When they're going to force a famine of lack of food supply. So now what they're gonna do is, do I think, through the spirit, they're gonna, the dollar's gonna crash, okay? They're gonna, it's gonna be another pandemic, another, major pestilence, like a major disease that's out. The dollar, which is gonna force the dollar to crash. I believe so. This is just me speculating, because even in 4 years ago when the COVID-19 transpired, remember they said, this is why we always bring out old articles, that they was basically going to eliminate cash, all right, due to like so the virus won't spread, because a lot of people use physical cash, and viruses could spread through people touching money, things of that nature. So now I believe they're gonna have a forced famine, and also they're gonna force a pestilence, even though it's all through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua's doing, because the Lord's the power is in the Lord's hand, okay, and he's in control. But the point is, I believe that they're gonna have a forced famine, all right, which and they're gonna have another major pestilence. They're gonna crash the dollar, and a lot of people, they're gonna want a lot of people, because there's gonna be a lack of food supply in these supermarkets, and they're gonna have people rely on them. And this is nothing new. Nothing's new under the sun. Scriptures speak about woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. So a lot of people are gonna, go rely on the government, to feed them. To go through them. These billionaires in the government, because they're all in cahoots. And buy their food. Or take the vaccine and get food like that, and then ultimately it's gonna lead into what? The mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. All right. So a lot of these billionaires, one way of thinking is they just want control. So, ultimately when all hell breaks loose, they can have that power. Also, I believe that, they're going to try to take all these seeds and all the, farms, plants, all right, and, bring it down in their bunkers, because they also know that what? They know that the end times is coming. Okay, they know that this wicked kingdom is soon going to be brought down. They still yet not to have answers for, those quote unquote UFO sightings. Okay, so they know that their kingdom is coming to an end. All right, when you read Revelations, the 12th chapter, I'm quoting a lot of scriptures. It says, he coming down upon you with great wrath, because he know that his time is short. So it says, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So when the morning comes, they first and foremost, they work evil upon their beds, meaning they plot. They plot on how, to bring down the Israelites and bring down the people. They plot. In these UN meetings, when they go to the Bohemian Grove, they're plotting on how they could destroy and, implement their New World Order. How they could have that full control over the people, mainly the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, so this is their one of their ways they plot. So Bill Gates, he's purchasing 275,000 acres of land. It's no coincidence. And on top of that, I believe, when you look deeper, when you go deeper into it, a regular rich person, like a regular Jake, let's just say that's quote has millions of dollars, he cannot make that purchase. They have to approve those type of purchases. So who's allowing Bill Gates to purchase 275,000 acres of land, of farmland, Salakia, farmland, or farms? Who is allowing that? The elites. All right, and Bill Gates is just the puppet. Okay? So that's really, I believe through the spirit, that's really the elites, having, parts of that as well. All right, because a regular Jake who, let's say an NBA player who has millions and billions, let's say millions of dollars, he has $100 million. First of all, they're going to ask him, why is he making those purchases? They brought the video out how they basically their money's being controlled ultimately, just to put in words like that, their money's being controlled. So if they make a major purchase on a house or several homes, they're being audited for that, or they're being, they're being asked why you're purchasing so much land and things of that nature. So you have to always keep these things in mind. The elites allowed Bill Gates to purchase 275,000 acres of farmland, which is a lot of land, a lot of farms. It's a lot. All right. And we already see right now is a shortage of eggs and the bird flu and eggs. Like, you got to pay attention. So it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So they try to practice what they've been plotting on. All right, they try to execute their plans. All right. Which ultimately they're trying to bring in forth that new world order. And ultimately, a part of in that new world order, they're trying to microchip everybody. They're trying to crash the dollar and have a system based on that microchip. Okay? Yep, because the power's in their hands. Like I mentioned earlier, Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right? Which the wicked is the so-called white man. All right. So going back, that was the point right there. Let me go back to the article. So it says, Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, is not just a tech mogul and philanthropist. He's also the largest private owner of farmland in the United States, holding an impressive 275,000 acres across the country. You might be wondering why one of the world's richest men is so interested in farmland. This is on Yahoo Finance, because that is a question. Why is Bill Gates, how is he the largest private owner of farmland? What is he plotting? What is he thinking about? Like I said before, I believe the elites, they definitely in on it because they allowed him to purchase that much land. All right. It's something that he's seeing, like I said, he's a part of those UN meetings as well. He goes to the Bohemian Grove every year. He's a part of the list. If if they ever release that, Bill Gates is definitely a part of the list. The Elon Musk, the Donald Trumps, they're all in cahoots with each other. Okay. It says there are many conspiracy theories about why Bill Gates is buying so much farmland. Some people think he wants to control the food supply or create food shortages. I just mentioned that. Because it's going to happen. They're going to force a famine. They're going to force a famine mainly here in America. So the people, they can have that full control over the people. Like I said, going back to Micah 2:1, they plot, evil upon their beds. So even with the C-19, when that occurred, that was all a survey. That was a plot. That was a survey. Okay, we want to see how the people react when when there's major pestilences, we're going to, force a disease. All right. I believe one of the Rockefellers, he said, you never let a good crisis go to waste. So that's a part of all of the plotting, and they doing surveys. They do a diligent survey on how the people react. How many people took the vaccine? How were the people reacting when they had to when they went shopping, right? When they went shopping in groceries, they had to only shop for a limited stuff. Like you was only able to purchase, instead of purchasing 3 packs of chickens, you was only able to purchase 1. So they doing all these surveys. Trust me. Trust Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. It says some people think he wants to control the food supply or create food shortages. Others believe he's trying to use the land for environmental experiments or to push certain farming practices that fit his view on climate change. Some even think he's manipulating markets for his own financial gain or to benefit his other business interests like biotech or synthetic foods. So, all of these could, they all could go hand in hand. It could be literally every aspect of what they're saying. He's trying to create a food shortage, control the food supply. I mainly believe that they're trying to control the food supply and create food shortages. And I think the elites, are using him as a cover up. One of his puppets. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out one more precept. It's just the book of Psalms, chapter 37. All right, verse. Let me see. I'm gonna go straight to the point. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 12. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. So who's the wicked? The wicked, all right, is the so-called white man, all right, who's, ultimately in control of the whole world, of the earth, all right, and he's plotting, like we're bringing out, he's plotting against the just. Who's the just? The Israelites, ultimately the elect of the Israelites, all right, because he knows that those who have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the true believers are not gonna, bow down. They're not gonna bow down to his new world order. They're not gonna bow down to, to his system, and they're not gonna bow down. So he's, plotting against how he could bring down the Lord's elect, but the scriptures speak about how you can't pluck, the elect out of the Lord's hand. Okay. But ultimately, as a whole, he's, plotting against the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we really are the majority. They always say that we're minorities, but we really are the majorities. There are more so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, in America, throughout the four corners of the earth. We're the salt of the earth, So he's plotting against us, plotting, to bring in this new world order, plotting, to bring in these famines, these pestilences, all right, and how he's plotting on how he could have that ultimate control, and have the people view him as God, because, that's a part of his pride as well. That's why the Lord is going to bring him down, because Esau, the so-called white man, all right, these elites think that they are the most high, They believe that nobody's going to bring their kingdom down. They believe that, because when you go into like the history of the elites, they came, like when you look into the Rothschilds, things of that nature, they came up quote unquote poor and rose up in the ranks. So they believe that, they did everything on their own. Okay, so he's plotting on how he could have that ultimate control over, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, verse 13, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day coming. All right, so the Lord is, laughing at, Esau, because his days is numbered, For Esau, 2 Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. All right, and ultimately, when you read the book of Job, the 20th chapter, the Lord is going to disappoint, his devices. He's not going to allow Esau to fully implement his new world order. Why? Because the Lord is going to, bring down his system. He's going to bring down his society, and ultimately, the Lord is coming to, to redeem and save the elect out of the nation of Israel. Okay, it says. Verse 14, last verse, it says, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy. Right? Yeah, so that's they're trying to afflict the poor and needy. And who's the poor and needy? The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you only see, just look on, around you. Who's at the bottom pole of society? Who do you see? On hooked on drugs? Who do you see that has Section 8 and has to rely on the government? All right. Who do you see that shops at low quality supermarkets and, you got liquor stores in every corner in Jake neighborhood? Okay. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So they trying to afflict and cast down the poor and needy, ultimately the Israelites, because they know that we are the Lord's chosen people, so they hate us, all the way back to Esau and Jacob. It says, and to slay such as be of upright conversation, and ultimately Esau, all right, the wicked wants to slaughter, those who speak uprightly. And who is that? The prophets. All right, the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who speak through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who speak prophecies, who, giving the people the warning and breaking down strongholds, man. Okay. The prophets are, through the Lord is waking up the elect. All right. And Esau is trying to stop that. That's why, he strikes brothers' videos down, delete videos from YouTube. If you look at certain breakdowns and certain videos on YouTube, it was brought down. Why? Because that's Esau, man. He's the one who's controlled. All right. And ultimately, you're going to have men that's going to be martyrs for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Ultimately. Okay. But that was the point right there. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And with that, shalom.